there are millions and millions of light workers, spiritual seekers trapped in the fourth dimensional reality. And this is not a coincidence. This is made on purpose for the light workers to stay in levels of consciousness, to hold them back from why they're here. And I have been there for almost 2 decades because I just bought into it like everyone else. I bought into the idea that spirituality, if I'm going to become spiritual, if I'm going to be on the road of healing, then my life is going to get better. Well, just to realize a few weeks ago that this was a huge illusion. This was a trap set for us to not awaken, to not ascend, to just go looping over and over again in healing methods and healing techniques, and a lot of false gurus, false teachers, a lot of distortion. And you don't know this. You really believe, I really believed I am doing something, you know, that I am supposed to do this, that I am getting somewhere, that I am becoming more and more enlightened, or more and more, you know, like higher and higher frequency, higher and higher consciousness, just to realize that this was never true. So the only way we can actually see this, or when we can see this, is when we are out of that illusion. And that happened a few weeks ago. And I'm here to kind of like full disclosure, because I spent so many years believing that if I just work more on myself, if I just do these techniques and learn that healing method, and I get that certified in this and certified in that, and I'm going to just do this amount of meditation and whatever I've been told, I was such a good girl, such an amazing spiritual seeker. But you see, just the word spiritual seeker, it's already distorted. Like, you are not a seeker, you are a founder. You are who you are. You are a light being. You are an extension of all these beautiful teachers who are coming from off planet, and not all of them are real, and not all of them are authentic and working for the light. This is another complete story. But the more you get into this idea that you have to do something, that you have to go into the past, that you have to heal, or you have to dissect all your family members and all your ancestors and all your past lives and all your karmic bonds, and you name it. Like, I've spent so many years of my life trying to understand that. And if you are also a very mental type of seeker who loves to understand and wants to know everything, is super curious to understand the connections between the past lives, and how they affect the present life, and then how ancestor patterns come into, and how, you know, Akashic records, and you know, like whatever, you name it, that you really wanted to know and understand, and you worked on it, and you implemented, and you reprogrammed, and like a million different things. If you are the same as me, then what happens is that that kind of information gets, even you, it kind of separates you more from who you are than actually doing what you believe it's doing. Now, I know this sounds crazy, and I hope this triggers you, because if it does, then I am right. If it doesn't trigger you, that you know I am right, right? So I didn't know this. Like, if anyone would have told me this a few months back, a few years back, I would have said, come on, like, leave me alone. This is just crazy. You know, like, definitely that's your experience, but mine is completely different, because I loved so much the entertain myself with these techniques and methods, but it was only to keep my mind busy, keep my ego busy. And something even worse, that it usually happens after an awakening, right? So you awaken, so you realize that there is a three-dimensional mind ego thing, and then you start with spirituality, believing that now you're going to, like, kill it and exterminate it, and the ego is bad. And anyway, you will start to believe and buy into these things that your reality is being completely controlled by your subconscious mind, that you have no idea what's going on. Just feel into how much or how powerless it leaves you. Like, tell that somebody is telling you that now you have to start reprogramming all your subconscious mind because there's crazy stuff going on there. And it's, oh my God, like, believe me, I spent so many years there just to realize that things actually started to get worse and worse instead of getting better and better. Because you would think that if someone spends 2 decades or 1.5 decades on doing this type of work, it will actually, something crazy will happen. And the only crazy thing that happened is that I was getting more and more deeper and deeper into these methods, techniques, different dimensions, different past lives. They're all timelines. And I realized that I am, and I got very, very good on one side, very, very good to map out the illusion, just to realize that I was always inside of it. Like, none of the things I've done was out of the illusion or was the real me, any of that, which was the biggest shock that I had to kind of get over myself. But the other problem, the biggest problem, and if you are a healer, oh my God, you have no idea what you're putting yourself up to, because you really, really, really believe that you are helping others, but you have no freaking idea what you are causing to yourself, because you are not aware. I was not aware, like, how many stuff and how much stuff I've taken over without being conscious or aware from other people, vibrationally. And I really have to say, the yucky stuff, the dark stuff, putting on myself so much things, and I really mean like very dark, getting into without realizing, because nobody is telling this us, nobody is sharing this, because nobody knew. The only time that we are finally able to see this, and some of us like are waking up to, like, oh my God, like, because it was not available, the level of consciousness where we were. And then somebody, now you might say, yeah, but you got to the level of consciousness because of doing all these things. No, like, I thought, but honestly, there's so many people out there, they are so better off because they never got into this crazy world of seeking. And because you're seeking, you are putting yourself up to being misled, right? Because they know, like, and we are here to talk about the war between the light and the dark. And the light is you are the light worker. You came here to remember who you are and to crack open the matrix, the full matrix, this whole illusion, this whole programming, which is all related to fear and suffering and lack and all of that is not true. And then you knew you're going to come in, you're going to forget who you are, but eventually you're going to remember, not by healing though, but you're going to remember because consciousness is rising on the planet collectively. So everything was set up for us to come up to these levels of consciousness and to remember who we are, to have these realizations like, oh my God, now I see through, I see the truth. And it's just absolutely crazy. But if you really are a healer and you bought into this idea that your purpose is to go and help others and heal others, that was also, and I can totally say, and I'm sorry if this sounds crazy, because I've been a healer for many years, so I bought into this. I've learned so many techniques, like 15 plus methods and techniques. I spent multiple 5 figures to learn this which I could have just used on having fun and enjoying my life and going to places, you know, in the world that would have helped me more. But here we go. It's okay. This is what I have chosen. And that's why this message is even more important than anything else, because I've learned this through going through it. And I'm here to tell you, all of you here who is listening, that please let go. Let go of everything you think you know. Let go of everything you learned. Let go of every healing method, everything that you think you need to do, that your mindset or believe, like, I have to do it this many times for this long time, and then this will happen, and I will be happier. I will be, you know, more fulfilled, more abundant. No, like, you need to understand that there are two things happening here. You have the mind, the ego. On top of that, now you have a spiritual ego since you awakened, because you just fed a lot of information into this spiritual ego, believing that you are some different, like more special, more enlightened, more advanced than other people who are not on their spiritual journey. So I've seen so much of this, like spiritual people looking down of average people because like they're like so different and so this and so that. I've been there also, and I had a second awakening. So I had a spiritual ego death a few weeks back. So I'm going to create another video to explain a little bit more, because that's also hilarious. But there's another part of you, which is the true consciousness, right? So we're talking about a part of you. This is the illusion. This is the program created for you the moment you arrived into this reality, which you knew you will. So you came into the program. You came into people teaching you who you are. People, you know, you had a personality and you have a million different things around it, and you inherited a million different things, which 99% of course is not yours. That's also part of the system that was put in place for humanity. Not going to go there. But the only thing that is true and is truly you is true self, is your inner wisdom, is your consciousness, is your higher self, inner being, source, spirit, however you want to call it. That's who you truly are. So our job all this time only was supposed to be about connecting to that part of us and discerning between what is that, you know, guidance and what's not that guidance. But I used to say before many times that 70% of spirituality is distorted out there, which means that it's fake, false light. It is set up for light workers to keep them trapped into low levels of consciousness, so they can never like burst and shoot through to the fifth dimension. Or, well, we will anyway, but it just makes it so long and so worky, which is because you're pushing and you're efforting and you believe you have to work harder. It's why it's just even, you know, slower, because we could do it much faster. And I see how people who were not part of this spirituality, who were not so engaged into all these different, you know, retreats and workshops and courses and methods and techniques and all that, they are kind of further, like, I mean, I'm keep putting quotes because, you know, it's not really true, depending on which perspective you're looking. But if we're looking from a linear perspective, from our human experience, then they are further away, like more advanced. I can't, I'm only going to talk like this from now on, because all these words are just so, like, they can be understood in so many different ways. But you're getting me, right? So all in all, why I wanted to share this message with you and what to do is let go. Let go. Just let go of everything you are doing, or it feels that you need to do, that you believe that you have to do. If there's any reprogramming you believe to do, or any like meditation you have to do, or like, of course, you take this as you wish. But if this feels, what I'm telling you, feels a relief, it feels like, ah, thank you for that. Like, you don't have to do anything. The only way, like the only thing that I'm still following as, let's say, like a beacon of light to remind me of who I am, are really like three of, no, that's not true. Three channeled consciousness, like groups of consciousness that resonate so much with me, because every time I'm listening to them, I can feel physically how my frequency is going up. And then it's usually when I get into this 5D perspective, I'm like, of course, like everything is just so like clear, and I can see through the illusion, see through the lie, see myself from a completely different perspective, see the world from a completely different perspective, see life and reality and ascension and enlightenment and all of that. So I wanted to share this message with you. If you want to know more about how to let go, what to do instead, well, nothing. So if you ask me, yes, but I have this problem, or yes, but I have this, pain, or yes, but I, like, just let go of believing that you need to do something with it and stay. Now, the only thing I'm teaching right now in our manifestation circle, which I called 5th dimensional manifestation circle for a better word, but this is what I'm talking about there, and it's like what to do instead in order to go through and allow this pain, because no matter what's going on in your life, is helping you. So the more you want to go and attack it, the more you believe that you need to like do something with it, is the longer it's going to stay there. So it's just becoming present and using very, very like no techniques basically whatsoever, but your consciousness, your presence, in order to allow this to evolve through you. And it's fast because you are holding it. You are not anymore believing that it's against you, that it wants to, fuck your life. Sorry for that, and your whole reality. And it's just why it's here, like what, like instead of believing that it's against you, the more you start to be present, asking like, how is this helping me? How is this helping me? Like, it's helping you. You just have to change perspective of how it's helping you. The faster you can do that, the faster the problem goes away. And if you are really, you feel this heaviness of especially because you've been so, many years in this world of healing and fixing yourself, and you feel heavier than ever, well, there's your answer. It's just something not working. And because you buying more into this false trap that it's being set out for light workers. So please wake up. And if you, as I said, if you want to know more, if you want to talk about this, come into our circle so I can share more. You can ask your questions. We are a small group of light workers waking up from these distortions and illusions, and really connecting to truth, and reminding each other, and remembering who we truly are, because this is why you are also here, to get out of the misleading teachings. Thank you for being here. If you are new, by the way, my name is Agnes, and I'm talking whatever I feel inspired about, but mostly this is the topics we're talking about. So if you are new and you liked it, please subscribe so you don't miss on any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for being here, and just comment below if this was helpful. And if you had any realization, if you want to add anything to this, I would love, love, love to read your comments below. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.